your life is dumb. Head on down to the band of Timmy's Fun Club. If you're feeling bad, 'cause your life is dumb, head on down to the band of Timmy's Fun Club.
It's 5:34. It's morning in Taiwan. It's morning in Taiwan. The fan I turned on is still not moving. It's just going very slowly. You know those fans when they get really old and you turn them on and they just go like, and they don't really move any air, but you can see the dust around on each fan blade. And the dust is just like, it's clinging to each blade, like, you can see more dust moving than air, and pretty soon you start to smell this weird, like, plastic burning smell. It's, and you know there's something wrong with the fan, but also you're just too lazy to go out and get a new one. Or sometimes I turn it up to, like, the highest setting just to, like, get it going, but then I turn it down, and then there's like a little bit of momentum, and that helps with the fan, but it's not moving a lot of air right now. It's very uncomfortable in this warm room. It's 27 degrees in here. That's too warm. That is too warm. I know that I'm more obese than some, and that's partially why I appreciate the cold, but it's not just that. I just run hot anyway. Even when I was in the best shape of my life and I looked like a football player, I still loved it cold. My body just runs really, really hot. Probably means I'm going to die really soon. And they always say, the taller you are and the more rotund you are around the belly area. What's the scientific word for that? The belly area. The more fat you're carrying in your gut and the taller you are, you're going to die sooner. So I'm thinking, I might have 60 good years in me if I'm lucky. But we'll see. Anytime I joke about that, my wife is always like, you better not die. And then I think, oh, romance is not dead. But then I realize she just wants my help with the kids. So it's okay. My wife is attractive. She'll find someone else if I go. And maybe there'll be some more money in it for her. I don't know how. Oh, yeah, I should get some life insurance. should probably do that. But who's got time for life insurance when you're drinking golden apple milk? Oh, man. Taiwan, you and me, we've only got about 16 days. Are you kidding? 16, 17? Me and Taiwan only have 18 days left. Wow. I gotta get all the golden apple milk in that I can while I'm still in this beautiful island. Did you know that Taiwan was an island? The island of Formosa. I think that's what the name the Dutch people gave it. Oh, I'll tell you what. If the Dutch people had found golden apple milk when they settled in Taiwan, they never would have left. It would have been a primarily Dutch country. All right, we got our toasted 7-Eleven breakfast sandwich here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You see that egg? There's egg, and there's cheese, and then a little more egg, and a little more cheese, and then some white sauce. That could be cheese or mayo, I don't know. It might be sweet mayo. They love sweet mayo in these sandwiches. I say they, I don't know if that's like a Taiwanese thing or a 7-Eleven thing or a Japanese thing. Anyway, sweet mayo is in a lot of these sandwiches. And I know that's what everybody comes to the stream for. To get a good look at the egg and the cheese. This one, I've had better sandwiches. This one is a little, it feels like they rushed it a bit. It's more soggy. It's not as well, it's not toasted quite as well as I'm used to. All right. I should make this part of the stream members only, because I know everybody's so interested in it. I should definitely paywall this part of the stream, because I know everybody wants a piece of this. Everybody always leaves, like, as soon as I get done talking about golden apple milk and the breakfast sandwich, and then I flip on Magic. They're just like, okay, that was enough for me. See you tomorrow. How is everyone? Has the existential dread of being alive sunk in with you today? Has the overwhelming fear of the unknown and the responsibilities of life made you walking fear zombie today? Walking anxiety zombie? What I'm trying to say is, how's your day? It's Friday for me. It might be Thursday for you, depending on where you are. It might be Friday for you too. I feel like I'm about to enter into a point in my life where there's going to be a lot of questions, and it's not going to necessarily be bad. But just going back to the States, we don't have a job lined up yet. So I'm going to have to figure that out. And it's not that I can't. I haven't had a problem getting a job over the last, like, I don't know, 5 years. But we're going to have to figure it out pretty fast. We're going to have to figure out where we're going to live. And we're going to have to figure out, where we put the kids in school. My wife is going to be doing anything. She's probably going to be staying at home with the kids. But there's all sorts of things to figure out. And then sometimes you just feel like one more decision would be too many. One more responsibility would be too many. One more stressful situation would just be the final stressful situation that just causes the whole bundle to just topple over. And sometimes I can feel that in my body. Sometimes there's this like little tiny stress knot right about here. And it's just like every muscle just kind of like an old tree. Like, you see these old tree limbs that are like twisted and the twisting for the tree limbs is often good. It's like it's digging into the ground, it's like it's rooting itself. But this is like a million cc's of stress just rooting itself into my body. And sometimes that stress knot, it just doesn't go away. And like last night, it just didn't go away for a long time. And I sat on the couch and I was just thinking, I wonder how much more of this I can take, because normally what's kept me healthy throughout my life are not having things like this. But it's been an interesting point in my life. And the thing is, I don't often have times when I can connect with other people about it. And I feel like during some of the best times in my life, it was like when I was working 60 hours a week at a school and a church and getting involved in my community and doing things like that, because I had all this time to like talk to people, be around people, engage with people. But also I had time to shut down and like recover. And these days I feel like I'm just constantly around people, but I'm not actually engaging with people, and I don't have any time to recover. Because at school, I'm constantly around students, faculty, staff, coworkers, things like that, and we say hi to each other and we have pleasant conversations with each other. And I see the kids every day, and to some extent we're developing relationships, but honestly it's more like coworkers all day long. And then I go home and my wife is another coworker, and my kids are more customers, and it's just nonstop. It never ends. And even when I think it's going to end, like all the kids are in bed, then it's like, okay, we got to pack up this box now. We've got to take out the trash. We've got to take out the recycling. We've got to pay another bill. And it just adds to that big mound of stress and responsibility. And I've never faced this head on before. Because I was always like thinking that walling myself off from this stuff is actually going to keep me healthy. And I don't know, maybe it did. Because the moment I started like allowing a great deal of stress and responsibility to enter my life is when I started to fall apart. But also, I'm just old. So maybe I'm falling apart because I'm old. How are you doing is my point. I'd like to hear from other people and what they have going on. What do the Timmies have going on today? Let's read this rare card. Next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you, this turn, prevent it. When damage is prevented, it deals that much damage to that source's controller. And you draw that many cards. It's a source of your choice. The next time. So you could move to you could be in combat with your opponent, and they swing a big fat lethal dose of dragon to your face. You could cast this spell, prevent that damage, redirect the damage to the opponent, and then draw that many cards. That's an interesting card. It's more interesting for, like, you know, Commander, or maybe Standard even. But would that work? Would that work in this game? There are some things here that I have not been able to experience, like leaning into a flurry deck. This Jeskai Brushmaster is making me think about that because he has prowess and double strike. That's a very powerful, very, very powerful creature. And I know that there are some low to the ground spells in this set that could go pretty well with it. And I know that this would be a card that I could put in. Although it's not a may you draw that many cards. I don't think this is going to be a good solution in this format. But I do want to build around this guy. The nice thing is even in a flurry deck, you could make something like this work because it's card replacement, but it's also a hasty dragon, which is pretty fun. I don't know if when this creature enters, put up to one target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard on top of your library. Sure, I could see that. Okay. Twin Bolt. I think we're going to need to be slinging some spells. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, this gets +1/+1. I don't actually like that Jeskai Devotee. I do like that it has, flurry synergy, and it gets a little bit of a pump, but if you're going to do something for 2, it would be nice to have anything else. Mana fixing might be relevant. Enchant. Tap it. It does not untap. This one is it gets +1/+1 and has flying. You can return it to its owner's hand. which is a little sneaky. But also you have to have the creature out there. I mean, you put this on this Brushmaster and that could be pretty fun. The thing is, it doesn't have a replacement effect. It's I don't know. I kind of like having these Omen Dragons because it's really easy to flurry with an Omen Dragon, especially when you play the little goblin that flurries or the little not the little, but you know the Boros guy that flurries, and then you can couple it with these omens. We could take a Mystic Monastery. I think maybe this time we take a Mystic Monastery, and we'll see more of those dragons for sure. What the what? There's a Mox Jasper in here. Did the AI not think that this was good enough to take? Is it because you have to control a dragon? Draw, and you may discard. When you discard a non-land card this way, it deals 3 damage to target creature. Well, I do like that. I mean, Mox Jasper for the collection would be pretty nice, but I don't think it's going to go especially well in this particular deck. That is just my... Exile this card from your graveyard. 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. So that would kind of go in like a Sultai thing, right? With the counters and graveyard stuff. I mean, let's just do this. It's removal for many different ways. It's another spell to cast. That kind of fits in with what we're trying to do here. Here's that red monk. Let's go ahead and snatch him up. Although, Unending Whisper would be... Oh, and this dragon would be good too. Tap a creature, draw a card. Draw a card. Look. The monk is... The monk is kind of a key to this, I'm thinking. 2/1/1 white birds. The monument could be worth taking. Vigilance. During your turn, this creature has base power and toughness 5/2 during your turn. Okay. Seize Opportunity, I think, is good for card advantage. Jeskai Monument, I don't know. Let's seize Opportunity, since we have the opportunity. Do we ever want to... Second spell each... Oh, wow. Well, that, in theory, would work pretty well with the Flurry deck. Let's take the dragon. Alright, we've got this enchantment again. Doesn't untap. Have to pay 5 to untap it. That's reasonable defense, I suppose. Was that a flash? No, it's not. those are reasonable defense cards, I suppose. And they're non-creature cards. It'd be easy to flurry with. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, we got a big turtle. Oh, wow. Whenever this creature attacks, put 3 stun counters on it, draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a turtle, on tap. Are there many turtles in this set? There should be. It's Tarkir Turtlestorm. So, Sorry, it's Tarkir Dragonstorm. I've been playing the wrong set. Looks like there might not be a lot of turtles in here. It's a lot of cards to draw. I think this one fits better into what my deck is doing, though. Honestly. And we could take a tap land, but this one probably fits better with what the deck is doing. As fun as it would be to take a turtle. 5/0 loses all abilities. Second spell, +1/+1, and scry 1. That's pretty good. Alright, we've got our counter spell. We've got more flurries. We've got more second spell reductions. I kind of want to take the monk. I guess the deck is a little bit expensive, but alright, flying mobilize, that elk thing. When this enters, exile the top until this creature gains double strike. Dog monk, it's getting me card advantage. It's got flurry, that's pretty good. I love pack beast, but not this, not for this. Not for this stuff. Not for this game. This creature enters with 2/+1/+1 counters if you've cast 2 or more spells this turn. Well, that costs 4, but I can cast something basic and then get this. Yeah, I can. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. We don't need another twin bolt. I don't think we need, unless we took another poised practitioner. So it's vigilance and menace. Jeez, that could get really out of hand. So you cast something cheap and then you cast this and you get a 6/5 with vigilance and menace. Poised practitioner, though, it could stack. You know what? I'm going to take this because it's uncommon, and then hope we find another poised practitioner because that one is that one is a common. All right, we've got that dragon. We'll take this. We probably won't need all these seize opportunities, but oh, another brushmaster. I think I want to take that. Why did that guy just make a... Is it because he's an orc monk? I guess it's because he's an orc monk. Sounded like me when I wake up in the morning and I'm about to stream. Choose one. The owner of target non-land permanent puts it on their choice, top or bottom, or counter non-creature spell. That is super spendy. I think we put in a Lightfoot technique because we're going to want to protect my brushmasters and my practitioners, right? So how are we going to win? I mean, like we have a few creatures that are pretty good, but how does this win? Are we going to win? Will we ever win? Well, that's no that's no help. Five damage to target creature. Add Jeskai if that would die. Exile it. That's pretty good removal. So deal 5 damage to a creature and then add 3. One less to cast for each creature you control. Power 4 or greater. That might be good. 2. I think I take this one, though. That's really good removal. That's just really good removal. Tap a target creature. 3 stun counters. Exile the top 2. Choose one of them. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that. Got this draw and discard one again. Draw 3. Okay. Plus 3 and draw a card. We got a practitioner again. I think I'll take another practitioner because I got to figure out. Oh, I only have 2. So yeah, well, that was a good thing to take. I got to figure out what I'm doing with all these spells. You know, if I've got some creatures out there that are slowly getting bigger as I'm casting the spells, that'll be, you know, that'll probably be the way that we win, I'm assuming. Okay. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. I feel like that might be good, but I also love dragons. We don't really need the draw. We don't really need the draw at this point. I think I'll take the counter spell. Hey, the Shrine Keeper. I think that will end up being the choice. We've already got one of these messengers. Yeah, let's take the Shrine Keeper. Do we want to destroy a target enchantment? Do we want to destroy a target enchantment? Or deals damage equal to the number of creatures. I don't know if I'll necessarily have a bunch of creatures. Artifact ramp, not particularly dragony in this deck. There's a good cheap spell. Here's another Narset's Rebuke. We've got two of these Bell Ringers. Let's take more removal. Hey, another Shrine Keeper. Let's do that. It's haste. And we'll take another one of these. Spectral Denial, yeah, okay. So that would give us two counter spells in the deck. Got my other dragon. We'll do that one too. I've seen that quite a bit. We'll do that one too. Oh, nice. This was the last card. And it ended up being pretty relevant. All right. Well, we're gonna play with some stuff that that I have never played with. We're gonna try some strategies for things that I have never done. And we've got to get rid of 14 cards. Let's cut one of these. We can probably get rid of this. Although a flying creature with mobilize is definitely handy. It just doesn't really fit into what we're doing. This is going to be really hard. Maybe we cut one of these. Let's just go with that. Target creature. I don't want to rule out that this could be good for my flurry effects, but I didn't really get a lot of good flurry effects. And unfortunately, that red monk, we only found one of him. And we didn't find the Boros guy that really takes advantage of flurry. This is not going to truly be a ideal flurry deck. You probably don't need two twin bolts. We can probably cut that. It's a little expensive. Cut one of these dragons. We're not really doing dragon synergy here. Yeah, we can get rid of that. I just don't care about that one. I know it's a cheap spell, but we should have enough other cheap spells where that one. Even Twin Bolt, I'm like, it is direct damage, but I'm not super sold on it. Let's cut the Lancer. 6 more cards. Can we cut the dragon? You know, the thing about the dragon is this is flurry fodder too. Wild Ride, maybe we lose that one. Let's look at lands. We've got 10, 16, 17. We don't need 17 lands. We don't need 17 lands. Okay. Got... $14? Is that too risky? That might be a little too risky. 1 plains might, or 3 plains. I wonder if that's a little too risky. 15. Can we go to 14? I really don't know how to. How to do this. We've got 40 cards. 15 lands means we should start out with at least 2 in hand. Hopefully. I've had pretty consistent land draws when I play. We can probably cut that one. I was on the fence about that to begin with. Just got 2 more. A lot of this is defensive, so it feels bad not to have an early game, but if it's all defensive anyway, then we don't really need an early game. We just kind of sit back and wait and see what the opponent does. I guess this is really tough. We cut one of the dragons. I guess so. Cut one of these guys. Non-creature, non-land card. It's a flying vigilance bird scout. We can cut one of them. Okay. I'm not going to think too long about this. I'm just going to get right on into the game. I don't want to think too long about the deck building process. I just want to get down to where I need to be, and then move on. One land. Whoops. And it's one of those planes. I'm going to mulligan once, and then that better be enough. Yeah, that's okay. We'll keep this. So, let's put this one down. All right. Okay. So this is counter a spell, unless the opponent pays 2. Okay. Well, let's see what Buncho has to do now. Buncho, you got nothing, no? Yeah, okay. Maybe hold. Alright, at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Yeah, let's counter that for sure. And no dragons to behold. So we can get back something valuable. Alright, we'll take this counter spell. We'll do our second spell for turn. I guess we'll keep this on the top. And we'll just swing in. Bop, bop. Kind of bad to leave the counterspell on the top. He can pay to untap this, but that pretty much wastes his whole turn. I don't know if I should have kept the counterspell on the top, to be honest. That probably wasn't a super smart thing to do. But he's going to use... Alright. Destroy target... Yeah, sure. That's not the one that really mattered. So he's got the opportunity to pay now for this. So... Yeah... You can... have the ox, I guess. Probably not the best use of my counterspell, but it's just out of principle at this point. I think we're both struggling to get anything done. Enters or attacks. Yikes. That is gross. Gonna need one of those draw spells off the top. That's a draw spell. Draw. You may discard. What if we just... we tap both of these down to harmonize? I guess. Oh, we just submit one? Okay. Holy crap. What even is this? Alright. I don't think I am probably playing this optimally. I don't think I'm playing this optimally. But, you know, this is how we learn. It has to be a non-land card, so we'll draw. And can't discard a non-land card. This has Harmonize, that's kind of neat. Alright. Well, we're gonna die now. The Jeskai build does not come as naturally as the dragon builds. Not quite as... does not quite lend itself as easily. And granted, when he exiled my thing, I probably should have saved my counterspell, but his biggest threat was already on the board and I had no way of removing that. I just was out of cards so quickly. So quickly. I don't want to mulligan again, but I have nothing to do for these first few turns. Maybe he won't have anything to do either. But probably will. Oh, cool. Alright, so we can dog next turn. Which I will probably dog. Yeah. What kind of rainbow connection is this guy running? Alright, let's think this one through. We want to cast 2 spells. +3. And then the flurry is first. Double strike. Okay, so we're going to cast this on him. And then we're going to do this. So that's going to be 10 right there. And he can block it, but it's going to die. Okay, cool. That worked out. That worked out. All right. Whoa, really? Do we not have lethal here? No, maybe not. Oh, do we? No. Wait. Do we? Here's what I need to do first. I've got 5. I need to draw a land. Because I want to be able to do this and this. And not miss a land drop. Do I risk that for the land? So if I do this... okay. Double strike could be +3, +4. That'd be 12, 18. So I'm not doing lethal damage. I think I'm going to draw... Oh, +2 plus... Well, hold on. No, let's draw and get that land. I don't want to miss out on a land drop. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I wouldn't be able to do this because I have to harmonize it anyway. What's the harmonize cost? Let's this is insane. Let's tap that down and just pay the 1. And then I'll hold this up to protect whatever it is I might have to protect. Yeah. Well, it's -3, -3. Shoot, I'm wasting so many resources here on this. I'm wasting so many resources. Whatever. Let's just keep wasting resources. Okay. This keeps the counter. Yeah, that keeps the counter, which is somewhat helpful. Alright, he's got another dragon. So... not optimal there. Not optimal there. I would like him to lose this dragon. Okay. Did not want to lose the dragon. But also, I might be out of direct damage. I mean, I've got a Flying Hasty Jeskai Shrinekeeper, so... Let's go for it. Because I can counter. So if he casts something here, I can just counter it, and then that would give that double strike. Would that... yes, I behold this dragon. I guess that works. Okay, we did it. So I'm thinking you behold a dragon in your hand, but you can behold a dragon on the battlefield as well. What are my orbs for? It's just for cosmetics, right? There's nothing in here that I'm actually gonna need, right? Just cosmetic stuff? Yeah, just cosmetics. As you can tell, I don't care about cosmetics. As you can tell. Let's resume this. Wait, oh, whoa, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Okay, 1 and 1. I don't think it's a very good deck, but I think it could be a fun deck. And it, you know, it has some interaction, has some removal, has some draw. I think I built it a little bit better than the last deck that I've built. Although, if you want to make these colors really go well, there's probably a delicate balance of a flurry minions and you know, the spells that you're casting. There might be something there that would work in standard, but I don't know because I haven't been in the standard meta for so long. Like, I just really do not know how that would all work together. But I'm honestly, after drafting, I'm kind of feeling the itch to get back into standard. And the last time that I cared about standard was probably about the time that I went to my local game store and wanted to buy a box of the latest expansion. And the shop owner convinced me to, rather than do that, buy a Commander Precon and play Commander, because I'd never played Commander before. But after that day, I was hooked. I've been a Commander boy ever since. So you can play the +1/+1 counter dragon. It must be up to 1. It must be up to 1. I did not realize that. I wish I would have realized that, because that's just an easy replacement effect. Okay, so we don't have white yet. Is this one worth using, or do we just... Let's just wait. Let's just wait. So we can counter something. Or we can bolt something. Feels like probably a good counter. Right? Or do we just bolt it? Let's counter it and see what happens. Behold this dragon. This is going to be tricky. We've got instant speed removal, though, so... yeah. Go on. I wish I could save that mana. I really could use that white. Oh my gosh, I really could use that white. I'm also running pretty low on resources. That'd be a good target. If I draw one more land and I wait, though, I can get my Brushmaster out. Okay, that's also a guy that needs to die. So this one is whenever it attacks, you lose 1 life and it endures 1. So he's still going to get tokens because the endure is or I guess he just gets 1 single. Holy crap. 1 frickin' land. Okay. We'll discard this. All right, we've got our planes finally. So I could tap down this dragon, get the Shrine Keeper out, and then tap down the dragon. This won't actually matter about my reduction. If he wants to pump that and kill it, that's fine. This won't matter next turn for a reduction. All right. So the problem is he's going to just use his mana to untap that every turn. So the enchantment gets worse throughout the game as we go. Let's actually just get rid of that. Okay, there we go. So now we're mana flooded. Perfect. So we've gone from having no planes and very little that we could do to now having a bunch of lands and nothing to do. Okay. Let's do this first. Oh. We have to be able to discard a non-land card. And I don't want to discard my Brushmaster. I do not want to discard my Brushmaster. Well, let's just draw and see what happens. Are you kidding me? I have to discard a non-land card to deal 3 damage? Well, you know what? He's never going to get... I don't want this guy to surveil anymore. Oh, it's got harmonize. Yeah, sure. All right, what are we doing? Other planes. All right, we can't really stop what's happening on the board. Oh, it's only an enter surveil. And he's not going to keep his flyer up for blocking. Okay. All right. I don't know what I have to block here to stay alive. Maybe everything. So we block the 4/6 for sure. We might lose this guy, but let's just see what happens. It looks like we're going to lose that guy. I don't know what he has in his hand, though. He might just be swinging out because he's got nothing else to do. Is he trying to do math? Oh, sure. Somehow we made it work and built the Jeskai deck that got us 2 different wins. But can it get us more than 2 wins? That's the question. Oh no. It's the dreaded MTG Arena player. All right. What's the worst that could happen if I keep this hand? There we go. We got a red. Is this sorcery? This is sorcery. Yeah, no problem. No problem. If you've cast 2 or more, this becomes a 3/3. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Go nuts. Have fun. This is target spell. Let's just do that one. And we'll do 2 because why not? Now we can make our dog. He'll get this off the top. Oh, that's not... okay. perfect, actually. So let's go ahead and draw a card. And we're going to decline the discard. Too bad this is a plains. Oh yeah, this is one of those bots I've been hearing so much about. Should I do this guy so that I have him out, or should I do this? I feel like I want to do this guy. So we're going to give him a wild ride, and then we're going to bring out my effortless master. Discard your hand, draw 2 cards. That one is pretty flexible. I like that enchantment. That one's pretty flexible. So harmonize. Second spell costs 1 less, so I would have 3 left. What's the harmonize cost for this? So I can tap for 4. Let's just remove this. Add the 3. Oh, can we remove it? Sure we can. We'll play this as my second spell for turn. Alright. Well, if this deck can beat the dreaded MTG Arena player, who I've heard so much about, maybe it could beat anybody. Was that only our second win? Oh, my bad. I thought we'd won 2 already. I'm getting ahead of myself. So silly. So silly. I'm really gonna miss tea. You try to get tea in the States, it's just like, oh, have some of this iced tea. It is so good, a sweet tea. Out in the summer, wipe the sweat off your brow, have some sweet tea. It's not the same. You get tea here, and it's like, I feel like I'm being nourished with wisdom from 1,000 years, and it's just so different in the States. Y'all want some sweet tea? Feels great after an afternoon in the fields. Daddy's got a farm down. Like, no. Can I keep him alive? I don't like this hand. I like the fact that I have 3 lands, 1 of each color. I don't like this hand otherwise. I would like to keep him alive. He's my only impactful flurry minion. I guess I have those minions that they add counters and they scry. That's a very good thing to have. But direct damage could be so much more impactful. You know what I mean? This guy drafted an Evolving Wilds. So maybe we do play the Practitioner and see if we can get, any removal on that. Oh, he's thinking about it. He's gonna do it. Come on. Yeah, that's right. Kill it. We got him. We got him. Actually, it'd be pretty cool if we got a land and then we could... oh, it's all coming up. Wait, no. We need a... We need another mountain. This has ward. This has ward 2. Are you kidding me? You idiot. That has ward 2. What are you doing? Alright, what's this guy got? Has hexproof if it hasn't dealt damage. Okay. Well, since I've completely screwed up... let's just go ahead and... let's just keep on screwing up. Man, that sucks. I think I've slept a bit on this card. Seize Opportunity has been good every single time I put it in one of my decks. Like, I just forget how good that card advantage is. Even if it's just, an exile thing. That card advantage is really good. It's powerful. For sure. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can do this. Then we'll draw a card, have our second spell this turn. We'll do a bunch of damage, gain a life. Unfortunately, we're going to exile that dragon, but that's okay. We've got bigger fish to fry. Rainbow Kitty. And Nasty Dragon. He's hexproof because he hasn't dealt any damage. Alright, so... +1/+1, indestructible. Harmonize. Discard. Island, I guess. We're not doing anything else this turn, are we? Or do we want to keep this? Try to... Maybe we keep that. Maybe we discard this. And then we'll play this so we can play this. And we can block something with it that he doesn't think that we can block. Yeah, let's keep that so we can block his 3/4. Oh, He knows. Maybe he doesn't know. Alright, if I do this and block, do I have... Yeah, there we go. And now he can counter it. Go ahead, don't be shy. Oh, is he just gonna pump? Sure. I mean, just kill me while you're at it. Alright, let's think this through carefully. Because you've got 3... Yeah, let's think this one through carefully. Deals combat. 1 life, draw a card. I'm gonna have... Alright, can we get the thing? No, I don't think we can. No, that's not gonna work. So he throws all of this. He throws all of this. He puts this in front of this. Let's just go to combat and see what he blocks. Good Lord. Was there a way... Was there ever a way to have made that happen? I'm sure if I hadn't screwed up at the beginning, it might have changed things with the way that I played, because that definitely tilted me a little bit. Okay. These are the times when life gives you these learning moments, and as somebody who feels like their brain is very cluttered and disorganized and unable to piece together a full strategy for a game and see every outcome and see like all the lies and how everything goes, it's very important for me that I learn from this, because the only way that I get better is instinct. The only way I develop my instinct is through practice. So, you know, there are some people that can just assemble a deck and figure it out and just make it work and have an idea of like how it works before they even start. That's not me. That is not me. I've got to get in there and tinker with it and play with it and swap around things. And so I'm sure that I did not play that optimally. There could be better targets for this, but I want this to have a... I don't want there to be anything on board for this. Now I just need another spell. I need red, so I can start casting spells. Whoa, there it is. Hey, and there's my red. Was this from the same pack? This is not from the same pack, right? Because this is quick draft, so... Alright, we'll just do this again. This is setting up a possible lethal if he can't, right? No. 4? Okay, sure. There we go. See? It all worked out. I knew what I was doing. I'm so smart. I've got this all figured out. Nothing is wrong. I'm not sweating. You're sweating. I'm not raising my voice. Shut up. What's wrong with you? We got this under control. Where am I? Oh, yeah. Magic. Magic playing. That's the only way that I got good at Hearthstone, by the way. I could not net deck. Like, and there was a part of me that was like too proud to net deck, but also I just couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't get into the decks that I was seeing other people play. I had to build my own deck, and I have to figure it out for myself and figure out what was good and what was not good. And that's how I got to Legend, was playing my own stuff and figuring it out. And I think that, like, there are some strengths to that, but unfortunately the weakness is that I don't really have that chess player mindset where it's like you're figuring out turns like three or four turns ahead of time, or you're thinking about, like, okay, if I do this, what's going to happen with this? And to some extent, it's why I was never like a great poker player, because I could learn about statistics, I could learn about like probability and what's like the safe play and what's like a big bet. When do you need to make the big bet? When do you need to like push? Things like that. But ultimately, I could not, figure out, I could not figure out like the overall, how is the table working with all of this? Like, how am I interacting with like different players? Like, there was just too many variables that were difficult to figure out. And I needed to just be able to, like, learn with practice and instinct, as opposed to just being able to see all the lies and see all the outs and figure out, like, okay, this guy's thrown this away. This guy's had this. This guy's played a certain way at the table, so he's probably bluffing, or he's probably doing like whatever. All right, let's get. Whoop whoop. All right, that was a misclick. Let's just say I meant to do that. But that was a misclick. I wanted this guy out. Dang it. No problem. That's not going to affect this game in the least. Not going to affect this game in the least. That guy would have been out on the field instead of getting exiled from my hand. But it's okay. This won't affect me at all. Well, now that we've completely screwed that up, Let's see if we can get this duelist to stick for more than one turn. I forget with his flurry ability that he also has haste. Gross. Oh, that's sad. It has haste. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at 5, and then that. Then we'll have enough for this. So far behind in damage. Okay, this is just harmonized, so that's going to get exiled. That's okay. We're not out of this completely. We're not out of this completely. Yeah, we're not out of this completely. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second card will only cost 1. So let's pay the... Ooh, yikes. Discard and draw. I don't want to... If you do, draw 2. Okay. So let's go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll play the dragon side to this. And then we'll swing. We'll give whatever we have to indestructible that he blocks. I'm assuming he'll be the goblin, right? Because he can't block this. Oh, but that's not going to be enough. Am I one off? Hold on. No, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Okay. For a second, I thought I was bad at math, and that's not possible. That is not even remotely possible. Not even close to the truth. Magic is fun. Magic pushes the boundaries of my intellect, my strategy, my ability to plan, my ability to think in the moment. Magic is great. All right, let's keep this. All right, we've got options. This is a good hand. All right, so this is the guy whenever it becomes tapped. Let us definitely get rid of him. I think we're going to discard this card and do 3 damage to target creature. don't need that getting... I don't need that getting tapped, you know what I mean? Have fun. Go nuts. So what's this turn going to look like? Maybe we do this. We discard up. We discard this. We don't actually need to do a second spell this turn. And if he wastes something, like if he wastes something on this, yeah, that's fine. I'm totally okay with him doing that, because then I'm just going to throw the Shrine Keeper at him. And this is a much better target to have out than the other guy. Rainbow Kitty. Okay. Now we gotta start thinking about how we don't die. That's a way that we might not die. So do we swing first? I think we swing first to draw. What do I need to remove here on the board? We'll play an island. Do we take care of Rainbow Kitty? Oh. And then we'll have 5. Yes, we'll bring out the big boy. This should be an instant. That would make it OP. So I could just tap this guy down and pay 1 and draw a card harmoniously. Oh, spooky. All right, I'm going to give this guy the choice. He's going to know that he's got... Okay. If he double blocks here, he takes this one out. But I'm kind of okay with that. Like, I kind of don't care. But he has to block something. So if he wants this to die, he's got to double block. If he wants my hawk that's been drawing me cards and gaining me life to die, he's got to block with his 6/5, which I don't know if he wants to give up. I think he would double block this one, though. Maybe he double blocks this and lets the 6/3 go. There you go. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got trample. What do we need? What do we need here? What do we need to take here for this next turn? Need to clear a path, for sure. Maybe we just take Narset's Rebuke, because we've got some other things that we can do, right? I mean, I want him to know that I've got it. No. No. Not really any purpose in blocking that, right? Hold on. Okay. I'm freaking out a little bit here. I thought I had more. Okay, sure. He can have that. Sure. That's fine. Okay. I cannot cast this. That has trample. It looks like I'm just okay. Looks like I'm just waiting. Oh, and it's not even gonna freaking get it. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's nothing I can do. That was stupid. That was stupid. I think I could have done better in that game. That was stupid. I think I could have played a lot better. I could have played a lot better. Oh, Scalding Tarn. That's fancy. Oh, I know I could have played a lot better.
What have we learned today?
Here's the thing, okay? I've had to learn that I have some brain limitations, and it has to do with, like, my neurological differences or whatever. I don't know the best way to say it. I think I've got ADD, and I know my son has ADHD, and, like, genetically, like, we're just continuing that going down the river. But, like, I know the way that my brain gets jumbled and the way that it locks up and isn't able to process correctly. And I think that's part of the reason why I've kind of, like, expanded into this Timmy identity. It's like I want to be able to have fun within the structure of the game and take advantage of some of the silliness in the game. But the actual competition of the game, it locks me up. It's like, it's almost there. It's close, but it's not quite there. And when I see people, like, playing on that next level, it's exciting. And there's a part of me that wants to be in that, but then there's another part of me that's like, never in a million years, not a chance. I'm not interested in it at all. And when I draft, it's like, I want to draft a good deck. I want to draft something that's fun, but I also want to draft something that's good, and I want to play well, and I want to use the cards that I've built and play well and do well. So it is frustrating when I know I've made mistakes, when I know I could have done something better, because in the moment I'm like, I don't think about it. And then the turn's already done, and then I've already lost it. And it's not so much like, oh, I'm frustrated, I hate myself. But it's like, I just know my limitations. I know what I can and can't do. I know what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are. And I have not figured out the science yet. Like, if there's a way to unlock that, or if that's just one of those things that I'm not able to do. But I'll tell you what. Magic is at times a frustrating game, but it is rewarding. When I get done with it, I feel good. I feel like I've worked out my brain. I feel like I'm working out different parts of my brain and different ways that I process and think through things that I don't normally do, and I know it's improved my life in a number of different ways, where it's like I look at my lesson plans as a teacher and I'm like, hey, this is improved. Like, I'm thinking about things that I wouldn't have thought about before. And like I talked about poker and, like, learning your outs and learning, the table and things like that. Poker didn't always necessarily teach me that. Magic has helped me learn that. And I think it's made me, like, a better human being. And I always feel better when I've played Magic, as opposed to, like, Hearthstone. Hearthstone made me learn that I wasn't always the chill guy that I hoped that I was. Hearthstone showed me a lot of salt.
What have we learned today?
Okay, so here's the thing. We've got 6 days left, about to be 5 days left, before the Funsplosion XXL. Let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play Goose Goose Duck. We're going to give away a Pokemon box on stream. The way that you can win that Pokemon box on stream is to follow this Twitch, is to subscribe to this YouTube, wherever you might be watching this, Twitch or YouTube. It is to join the Band of Timmy's Discord. If you do all three of those things, you'll get 3 entries into winning the box. And then at the end of the stream, the end of the Funsplosion XXL, in 6 days, about to be 5 days, we're going to spin the wheel of names. And whoever gets it wins the box, as long as you're watching the stream and can claim the box on stream. It's yours, and I'll send it out to you just as soon as I get back to the States and I make it to the post office. So please follow the Twitch and subscribe to the YouTube and join our Band of Timmy's Discord, where we can all talk about the neural diversity that we have going on in our brains and the different way that we process things, the different games we like to play, and what kind of games do you like, and what's on your mind, and what's going on with your life. And we're just a fun, mostly wholesome Discord group of gamers. So come on board, do all that stuff, join us. Hopefully you can make it for the Funsplosion. Just a few days left, so click on that little notify button for the YouTube. That's where it's going to be, is on our YouTube page. And I guess I'll see everybody later. We're off for a few days and stream again. Sunday in North America, Monday in Thailand.